some of the best comedy to come from Laurel and Hardy. Laurel and Hardy, we're getting into a brand new, we're getting into a new DVD in this video, and what number is it? I do believe it is 11, I think. DVD 11, doesn't matter, we're on a DVD where they, each DVD in the box set has got related films through a theme, and the theme of this DVD is snow. So this one here is called Laughing Gravy. It's a short film from 1930, and I watched the 3-reel version in it. There was a 2-reel version in it, and I think it's been that long since I've seen it. While I was watching this here, there's a lot of stuff that didn't really come to mind. So I love this film, and it has been a very, very long time since I actually sat down and watched it, but I do believe the last time I seen it was only the 2-reel version, but this DVD includes a 3-reel version of it. So Stan and Ollie, they're trying to keep their pet dog, who's called Laughing Gravy, they're trying to keep him hidden from the landlord of the house that they're staying in, and of course the dog barks once in a while. The landlord comes to try and find out where this dog's at. Eventually does find Laughing Gravy, and he has a policy: no pets, especially dogs, in his establishment. So he takes the dog, middle of the night, throws it out of the house, but it's in the middle of a snowstorm, it's dead of winter, poor dog's outside freezing, and I'm not even going to get into any detail really and all the slapstick moments that happen within this short film, but it is some of the best comedy to come from Laurel and Hardy, as Ollie attempts to get outside the house to get Laughing Gravy back into the house, and of course when he does get the dog in, he ends up getting trapped outside, and there's a whole sequence where he's trying to climb up with 2 bed sheets tied together to the top floor. That's how they got the dog in, and falls from the 2nd floor into a barrel full of water, icy water, in the middle of a snowstorm. So, and then when the landlord again comes looking, hears the dog back in the room, they stuff the dog into the chimney to try and hide it there, and of course the dog climbs up onto the roof, and eventually Laurel and Hardy both have to climb up the chimney onto the roof of the house to try and get the dog back again. It is a brilliant little film, but one thing leads to another through the slapstick moments that Laurel and Hardy are loved for, when just everything around them just ends up getting destroyed at some point. They end up getting kicked out, and the landlord originally said you're out in the morning, but things get that bad, he says you've got an hour to get out. So as they're getting their clothes together and their things together, Ollie's just had a low, and he's kind of like, he just looks at Stanley and he's like, this is all your fault, you've held me back all my life. And yeah, it's almost like a parting of ways is coming. But then the landlord comes to the door again, and he says, I forgot to tell you, this letter arrived for you today. So Stanley opens the letter, we get to see what it says on it. There's a little inheritance been left to him by an uncle, but only if he severs ties with Ollie, because the uncle believes Ollie has been the one holding Stanley back all the years. So yes, there's a whole sequence where Oliver's trying to find out what's in the letter. Stanley's not letting him see it, because Stanley's got the heart the size of the planet. Both of them have. That's just like Stan and Ollie. Just that's if they have a weakness, that's what it is their love for each other and everyone around them. And because the letter says there's an inheritance, you're only going to get it if you sever ties with Oliver. Of course, Stanley doesn't want him to see it, so Ollie guilts him into a point where Stanley gives him the letter to see it. There's the cheque is on the envelope as well, and Ollie reads it and he's like, well, I thought it was me. I thought it was you that was I thought it was you that was holding me back all these years. Now I realise that's me holding you back. And there's a real heartfelt moment where Ollie is like, you better go. Gives him the letter back, the inheritance cheque, and they shake hands. And Stanley's like, oh, what's going to happen to you? And he says, don't worry about me, and sends Stanley on his way. But as Stanley reaches the door, he's of course, you're just waiting for it. He's not going to walk out on Oliver, and he stops and he thinks for a second or two, and then he pulls the letter out of his pocket along with the cheque and rips it up and throws it away, and runs across the room to Oliver. And a moment where you kind of think to yourself, this is the moment you see in the beach where the two lovers are running towards each other. Now, I'm not comparing Stan and Ollie to a gay couple or anything like that there. It's just like, it's that kind of mentality. It's like two friends running together and they're going to hug and whatnot, and Oliver, he's overjoyed. He's like, yeah, I knew you wouldn't walk out on me. And Stanley walks over. Oliver has Laughing Gravy in his arms at this station. Stanley says, I just didn't want to leave Laughing Gravy, and he picks the dog up out of Oliver's hands. And yes, that's kind of just where the film finishes off. It's a short, sweet minute. It's a short, sweet film of about 25 minutes long. Brilliant. And I'm sure you'll probably get it online somewhere to watch for free these days, but I wouldn't do that. I would definitely go and buy the box set just because of how good the whole thing is. This is definitely one of my favourites ever to come from Laurel and Hardy, and I couldn't recommend it higher.